Thank you for making the table with me. If you haven't told me that you are coming for the interview, I would still be like, oh, I'll make it one day. Yeah.
When you were an engineer, was that back in your homeland, I guess, for lack of a better term?
Yeah, it was in Peshawar. Peshawar is like the main city of the northwestern part of Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it's like the provincial capital and the largest city of the province.
And were you born and raised in that region?
Yeah, I was born in a small village.
Okay.
Uh, it's kind of like in the south part of the province.
Mm.
You can stand on that part and let's see. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Good.
Do you still have a lot of family in the Pakistani area?
I have like all my immediate family, my brothers, sisters,
Mm-hmm.
my mother, my father passed away.
Okay.
They all live in Pakistan, my nephew, nieces, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and all my friends, most of them, some of them have moved to other countries, but most of them still live in Pakistan, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and my extended family, we have a huge family, very big family.
Are
My
they
grandfather has 13 kids. So my father has like eight, they were 8 brothers, or 9 brothers and 3 sisters, yeah,
mm.
or 4 sisters, yeah. So it's pretty.
Are they all sort of just throughout Pakistan, or are they close to the border?
Yeah, close to, most of them live like near Peshawar city and the northwestern part of the region, yeah.
So with everything that you've been talking about in your art practice recently, with your bodies of work, of all the conflicts that are happening in that region with
Yeah,
the Afghan and Pakistan border,
yeah.
knowing that you're from that area and you have family and friends there, would you say like the reason why you're invested in this sort of, is it quite personal to you?
Yeah, because when the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan, it happened in 1979.
Mm.
And I was, at that time, and in 19, like I would visit Peshawar quite a bit. I was still in my like high school at that time.
Okay.
I was born in 69, so 79, I was 10 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so I have, like, consciously, subconsciously, you will hear about the war, and you will hear about, because Peshawar is so near to the border, and I would always be visiting Peshawar. So you will see like a lot of war-related periphery, like first of all, like you will see refugees from Afghanistan, and then you will see a lot of foreign, like people from different embassies, different agencies. So you'll notice a lot of foreign presence and refugees, and like of course like the Russian people selling like Russian say military jackets and shoes and like different things, and yeah. So there was so one was that thing, and then the war, like it never stopped. It was first the USSR, like it invaded Afghanistan in 1979, and of course there was uprising, and uprising was hijacked by some Islamists and also the Saudi Arabia and CIA.
Mm-hmm.
They also took advantage of the situation just to, because it was Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
So they used that and turned it into a holy war against USSR, and then in Pakistan there was a lot of propaganda because Pakistan was also its military, and Pakistan was dictatorship during that time because dictatorship started in 1979. The military dictatorship, it took over. So Pakistan was heavily involved in terms of, because it was getting a lot of money. The military was getting a lot of dollars, a lot of say equipment for a lot of war equipment for their army from the USSR, and a lot of money from Saudi Arabia. And what happened was that the northwestern part of region where I am from, because it was close to the border, and because Afghanistan, the majority of people who live in Afghanistan, and then the northwestern part of Pakistan, they are Pashtuns, so they share the same language, same culture, same kind of stories. So in that region, the Islamist schools were quite a lot of Islamic schools all of a sudden popping up everywhere, and they would recruit people like young people just to come and study, and they will prepare them for jihad to go to Afghanistan. And eventually, those people turned out to be Taliban. There were tensions before that too, but not like those kind of Islamist or religion-based tension, not that much. And all of a sudden, you see like this. It seemed like that the the Peshawar city, or like the whole region, at one time it was so safe. A lot of hippies would come there, they would stay there, and they would just spend like years and years, and it was a really popular destination, and people coming from Europe through Turkey, Iran, and Afghanistan, and coming to Pakistan and staying like in all those regions, and then eventually moving to India. But all of a sudden, like it stopped. Those things got affected, and it seemed like that the picture that was portrayed, that Peshawar is not a safe city, that Pashtuns are very extremist, they are very intolerant of other people and intolerant of other opinions, and it was totally wrong. And the Pakistani government itself, like it played that card too, of that Pashtuns are the fighters of Islam, and they should defend. It's like it's in their blood that they should defend this region and defend us against the USSR. And it was like all the propaganda and those things. So yeah, like I was affected. Like as a child, you see all these wars, all those things, and directly or indirectly, it affects you quite a bit. The United States in 2001, once they invaded Afghanistan, then all of a sudden, the drone war, because it was illegal, but because the tribal belt, that's the border region between Afghanistan and Pakistan, and it's during British time that they created this buffer zone. So the idea was that India, there would be this zone that would protect the India from direct effect of any attack, because this would be the zone that would kind of absorb thing and make us prepare for the next attack. The whole India was under one law, but this region was under special law. It was a special status. And it was very, like the laws and everything are still very draconian, very kind of old-fashioned, and this idea that if anyone in the village commits a crime, then the whole village is responsible for that. The whole village will be punished, or the whole community will be punished.
Wow. It's a very collectivist sort of.
It's a very just to control people, to have the writ of the government, and that's what the Pakistani government after the independence. So 1947, the idea was that once the English leave, then to be like everyone would be equal, and but they kept those laws there, and it was kept until 2017, 2016,
Wow,
up till now.
that's
So
very recent.
yeah,
Even after these colonial forces decided to leave, they still had power over it,
yeah,
even though they quote unquote like left.
yeah, yeah,
Huh.
yeah. They left, but the new government that came in, the Pakistani government, because they saw that it's to their advantage to keep these people like under this law, and so they took they were actually for some people think that they were worse than the English, or they are worse than the English. At least English, we knew that who the enemies are, and they were foreigners, but these are supposed to be our own people, and yeah. And in terms of like the stereotype, the Pakistani media and the Pakistani text, the textbooks, the media, the TV, the portrayal of Pashtuns on in popular culture, it's so distorted. It's so insulting.
Distorted.
Very distorted, extremely distorted. Like this one-sided that they are extremists. They love guns. They love weapons, and that they are born warriors. And that they are the defender of Islam on one side, and on the other side, most of the time when you see the characters of Pashtuns in, say, in Pakistani media, on TV or on in films, they are portrayed as kind of stupid, uneducated, hot-tempered, and not compatible with modern world.
And you focus on the Pashtun community and just like their sort of resilience against all of this
Yeah, so
hardship.
yeah, so my idea was not to because it's very easy to, and a lot of like people, artists have done this, writers. It's just to portray like the all the worst thing that have happened there. But my idea was or is to show the resistance, but not like in to show the life, to show the even like not forgetting their own culture, sticking, repeating their customs, and being still happy in with all the oppression, everything. Life still goes on. People laugh. People make jokes. People sing, and sometimes remembrance is a kind of a resistance. My name is Riaz Mehmood. I am a multidisciplinary artist. I usually work with video, photography, performances, and also I use computer coding to work on ideas and projects and topics that are near to me and that I think are necessary. I am an ethnic Pashtun, and I belong from a small village that's located near the border between Afghanistan and Pakistan. And since my childhood, I have seen and experienced, not sometime firsthand, but through other people, the effects of war in Afghanistan that's going on. Just recently, kind of concluded, but it's still still under very bad and very kind of extremist government. Some of my close friends and dear relatives, they have been affected by war directly. But the war itself has affected me when I was growing up. And for a long time, I didn't know what to do about it. But since I started working as an artist, I am coming back again and again to this topic about Pashtun, about the Pashtun representation, and about the war. And recently my work is focused on the idea of celebration of Pashtun culture, Pashtun stories, Pashtun people, and the idea of happiness and the idea of remembrance as a form of resistance. Since I came to Canada, whenever I go back, I have documented the landscape, sometimes people of my area. And I didn't know, like I was just doing it and I didn't have any specific theme or a project in mind. It was more for me, I think, in a sense of remembering home. And when I'm back here, I could look at those photos and kind of remembrance, kind of longing. And for some time, being an artist, especially for me, I collect stuff. I don't know what it will become, and all of a sudden, well, it comes together. Art from here, when I participated, was during COVID time. I was new to the community, so people didn't know about my work, didn't know much about me either. And Art from Here provided me this platform that I could tell about myself and about my work. I think it was very important for me particularly in that time. But I think in general, I found at Minton that it's very the community itself, the artist-run centers, they are very supportive of artists. And the community itself, like it's very supportive of each other and like providing resources and becoming friends. So I think it's very important.